Do you know why even the smallest child asks that question? Because that child, even though it's brand new to this world, it knows something's not right. This isn't what I was supposed to be. Why am I here and where am I going? Because you know, when God created Adam and Eve in the garden, and you've heard me say it before, Adam used to walk with God every single day and talk to him and communicate with him. And ever since Adam fell, that's been taken away from us. You know, I can't imagine what it must have been, what Adam must have been able to do in the Garden of Eden, but that's all been lost. And now, ever since then, every single human being is kind of like that air bubble. We're not in our natural state anymore. We're surrounded by this ocean of water. It's not normal. And there's weird things swimming around us. You know what I mean? And some of them are curious about us and might like to gobble us up. But we're not of any use to them. And so here we are, this bubble, this piece of air in the bottom of this uncomfortable place. Isn't that an appropriate picture? And we're compressed and we don't belong here. But you know what some people do is they try to assimilate and be like their surroundings. And it will not work. And the devil tries to get us to assimilate and be like him. But you know what a wonderful thing when that air finally gets to the surface and boom, it just disappears, doesn't it? Because it has found its natural element, and no longer is it a bubble anymore, but it just sort of disappears into the air around it, and it becomes free at last. And that's kind of what I get when I read that verse. We know that when he shall appear, we will be just like him. We will see him because we'll be like him, so we'll be able to see him. When he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. We will finally get to where we're supposed to be. Isn't that wonderful? You know, I brought this piece of paper with me to illustrate. I've told you this before. I heard a sermon one day by a guy named Chuck Missler, and he had a sermon called Flatlanders. How many remember when I talked about Flatlanders? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then I'm okay to tell it to you again. How many of you know we live in 3 or 4 dimensions? Length, width, height, depth. And then you add time to that, right? Well, we can't understand anything outside of our 3 or 4 dimensions. We just can't comprehend that. Our minds are not geared to do that anymore, since